And you could say, I love me, I love me. And the bear, he went into his cave to hibernate, and it was about 20 past November when he started to feel the first itching and scritching and scratching, because it was so warm inside his jacket that all those mini bees were coming to life.
When you give somebody a box and seeing them start rummaging through it is a really nice feeling as well, and then being like, oh, what's this and what's that? And seeing the joy come on their face as they start to see what this amazing thing is that they've been given and think, oh, this is for me and I'm going to go away and enjoy this and spend some time to do something for them and to get their well-being improved and their kind of own self-care done.
And hopefully there are some times where everybody's reached a certain level of being introduced to something, but actually when it is someone else that's just sparked something deeper and wanted to go further and sort of really developed a passion for themselves, that qualitative difference of one person where it made a difference to, whether it's to do with the quality of the life being improved for 2 hours, or whether it's about giving them inspiration to go and do something furthermore, you know, to go back and...
It's reawakened things, and it's reawakened their enjoyments and just people smiling. I think just seeing people enjoying themselves and
the thing about seeds is you don't know, you know, necessarily what they're going to grow into. So we know that there have been some seeds sown through this project, and we're really grateful to have been involved in it. But we don't quite know yet how they'll grow. You know, could be some mighty oaks that are in the process of growing. That long after the project's finished, they'll continue to grow and thicken.
You're reading and finding out all the while about how things are done, and it's nice. It's like this really. Take me more than one night to read that, but it gives you ideas for different things.
Because it's beautifully made. It's really nice.
Do you think you're going to take that home and do all the activities yourself at home?
Absolutely. And some of the postcards are lovely. Really interesting.
And I think that's what art's about. It evokes something in someone, it stirs something that it can be shared, you know. And if it can be kept to share again, like a poem or a picture, that's part of it. But just a transitory thing of, wasn't that a lovely thing that person just said? Or wasn't that a lovely glimpse of the sun moving? And to appreciate that and have a sense of wonder.
It's a really tricky one about how much well-being gets to the people who need it most.
But that's it, isn't it?
Because that's essentially what the project's about, isn't it? It's trying to help and offer these fantastic new creative ways of opening up conversation or making to connect to nature, whether it's outdoors or indoors. But we just hope, don't we, that it will land in all the right places and find the people like Gillingham who did actually need it.
No wrong in art, and
you can fix anything.
Good metaphor for life, I try. Hopefully.
Oh, good, I'll know who to come to if I need things fixing. What are your thoughts on those? Okay, thanks.
It was really nice having that sense of teamwork. So working as a team, and we've been encouraged to think of ourselves as a team from early on, which was really nice. When you're used to working on your own, to be sharing ideas and the discussions we've had before sessions.
And afterwards.
And afterwards, and putting the resource together, and the WhatsApp group and the email. There's been lots of discussions about things which I wouldn't normally have.
I mean, I've worked with other artists, but it tends to be very one-off, whereas this is because the project's been quite a long project, and it's given us opportunity to do lots of workshops. You know, we did lots of workshops before we put together the resource box, and then we've done quite a few now after we've had the resource box. So it's that repetitiveness of doing it with, 3 or 4 or 5 different artists, working with a filmmaker. That's been a new side to it as well. And again, it always comes back to me to the sum of the parts is greater than the individual pieces. Once you start getting art and music and story and poetry and film all mixed in together, it just becomes a very dynamically larger than life sort of offering, and that affects us in a positive way, as hopefully it works in the workshops.
I've not worked on a project where collaborated with a range of artists like this before, and it's been so enriching. I've really got so much out of it. So in terms of delivering workshops, I've got loads out of it, but also actually for my own practice. You know, I find myself when I'm doing my own practice kind of reflecting on things, discussions that we've come out. So actually, you know, this is, it's been really enriching.
And it's very inspiring to kind of see how things jump on. You know, I will prepare something for a session, then have a chat with you, and then we take off to somewhere else.
Oh.
So if I'd been on my own, I would have just delivered, you know, prepared my session, tried my best to think of all these different ways of doing things. So together there's this sort of unbelievable coming together from two different angles, which creatively sparks something different in the room. We've got these, we've all got on really well, which has been great, and really enjoyed each other's company. And I just, I've just loved every session I've done.
I've liked it not being so prescriptive. It's been nice to take a bit of a risk and not be, you know, not in our heads go, this is what we're going to create because this is what we think is needed. It's really about that, working with people and finding out what they like and help them develop those resources, which is because it just works better. I think you just create something that's much, much nicer.